Hi players, so this is Mad Max, and again it's just a working title. Let's find a name together. But for now I want to tell you a little bit about Mad Max. I'm actually developing it since 2019 and I have over 150 playtests, and with strangers, with friends, with family. But this also means we really are now at a stage where we could publish it. And I absolutely want to publish it because I want to share the joy of it. I want to share the replayability. I want to share the spontaneity of the technology cards. That's just what I'm trying to tell you here, because it is an absolute finished game. Mad Max lasts between 60 and 90 minutes. In the early days, it was more than 2 hours. So I kind of stripped it down, made it easier, simpler, more kind of tactic and more easy to understand. It's up to 4 players, 2 to 4 players. I do not have yet a solo mode, but this is also in the planning with an expansion anytime soon maybe. And the general idea about Mad Max is you are in a post-apocalyptic world. The bombs hit, nuclear fallouts everywhere, resources are very scarce, there's only steel and water and fuel, the rest is not important anymore. And everyone is looking for the legendary Greenlands, where the trees are really full of green, you can walk like barefoot into the cold grass. Everyone is dreaming of that, and they actually exist in the game. You need to gather the most victory points, and finding the Greenlands is one of the major mechanics to get these victory points. You can win via 4 playstyles. The first would be the explorers, again finding the Greenlands and then building temples on them, giving you a lot of victory points in the end. So it's very movement-based playstyle. The second would be the raiders. They are very reactive, driving behind the players, doing attacks on them when they don't plan it, very spontaneous, kind of gathering resources from the other players and also scavenging the whole map. The third player is the collector. They are just trying to build a bigger fleet, get more cars, get more followers into their little environment, into their little clan, and just try to build a good game engine with their fleet. And the fourth playstyle are the scientists, who try to discover old and forgotten technologies, which are very powerful but very difficult to rebuild because you need 2 fitting cards to play them. But when you have them finished, you can always then spontaneously uncover them and have a huge effect on the game. I think the most unique factors about Mad Max is, in the beginning I wanted to have a map which expands, but not just expands and is then is finished. I want to have every cycle, I want to have players react and interact on this map, having different goals, having different quests to do on this expanding and moving map. This is kind of one of the key factors. The second one is the different 4 playstyles I just mentioned, so that every round you can find a new playstyle, you can perfectionate a new playstyle, discover a new one, and are always looking forward to play another round. Then the third one is the spontaneity of the technology cards. It means everyone is always engaged. When I'm having here a finished, undiscovered technology card, everyone is always up their toes, wanting to know what is below it, because I can undiscover it in the turns of the other players, which is a super great mechanic to keep everyone engaged at the whole time. So in Mad Max you have different ways to approach your goal and to collect as many victory points as possible. The first one, to improve your abilities, is just to play cards which you get every cycle. For example, you can increase your followers, you can increase your knowledge and unlock new abilities. The second very important mechanic is gathering your fleet, but for your fleet you need followers in the wastelands. You can kind of find them in the fallouts, and then when you have more followers you can have more capacity on your fleet and more people following you, be it tank or fuel wagons, increasing your fuel range, or be it even energy aggregates, stuff like this, which increases your abilities overall in the game. You have 2 resources, water and steel, which you need to gather to, for For steel, increase your fleet because you need to rebuild your cars. And water, to play strategic cards, for example, to increase your knowledge and gain more abilities. Of course, the most important factor is to move around the map, because in every cycle the resources get unflipped again, means in the next cycle you can recollect them. So moving around in the map is very important, and also discovering new areas in the hope you find the Greenlands, because you never know what you discover next. Then again, one very important factor is discovering old and forgotten technologies from the times before the Great War, because they are very, very powerful and can also be played in the turns of the other players. So these are your main mechanisms to play Mad Max and to progress in getting more victory points and win the game. So in Mad Max, you have different playstyles and mechanisms to progress to your goal, getting as much victory points as possible. The first one is moving around the map, gathering resources from mountains, from wastelands and fallouts, and your end goal is to find the Greenlands, to build like a temple on it, like a sacrifice. Second one is to get enough followers in the map to progress with your fleet, to expand your fleet. And in your fleet you can have vehicles having gas for you, you can have vehicles producing resources every cycle for you, or just giving you plain victory points at the end of the game. Another very important part is playing strategic cards to kind of build your engine, have more followers, have more knowledge to unlock abilities. And then one very important part is also to discover old and forgotten technologies, because they are very powerful, because when you have them finished, you can uncover them also in the turn of the other peoples, having a strong effect on their play. This is basically how you play Mad Max.